Okay, let's go back to our top story. Toronto police are providing an update after one of their own was shot while making an arrest near King and Bathurst. Let's go to it live.
Good morning. Thank you for coming out. I am Detective Sergeant Brandon Price of the Toronto Police Homicide and Missing Persons Unit. Last night at approximately 11:42 p.m., an off-duty Toronto police officer was in the area of Bathurst Street and King Street West. While out, he recognized an accused person wanted on a Canada-wide warrant for attempted murder and numerous other charges. He promptly alerted on-duty officers, and they approached the suspect to place him under arrest. A short foot chase ensued, during which the accused shot the off-duty officer in the leg. At that time, the accused was arrested. The officer was transported to the hospital where his injuries were deemed non-life-threatening. He has since been released and is recovering at home. The accused person arrested last night has been identified as Javell Jackson, Javell Jackson, Jackson, 30 years, of Toronto. He was wanted for the attempted murder of a man he is alleged to have shot on December 3rd, 2023, in the Church Street and Front Street East area. Additionally, he was wanted for unauthorized possession of a firearm contrary to a prohibition order, and failure to comply with a release order. Following the events of last night, he will face several more charges, including another count of attempted murder and numerous additional firearms charges. The incident demonstrates that our officers, even when off duty, are committed to keeping our city safe, sometimes at great risk to themselves. Thank you. I will now take any questions.
Was the officer who was injured chasing him on his own, or was there a group?
No, there was uniformed officers conducting the foot chase, and the off-duty officer was assisting them.
Can you describe the initial interaction between this suspect and the off-duty officer?
Well, I can't really say like an initial interaction, because my understanding at this point, bearing in mind that this is very early in the investigation, is that they had not engaged with him at all, and the individual observed the officers and began to run.
And it wasn't that he recognized he had a weapon or anything like that, he just happened to recognize him?
Yeah, that's correct. He recognized him as a wanted individual.
Was the suspect with anybody else, or was there any other outstanding suspects you're looking for also?
My understanding is the individual was alone at the time.
Can you describe the nature of the officer's injuries, where he was shot?
He was shot in the upper leg. It was a serious injury, but he was treated and released and is being supported by command and the trier and total members of the Toronto Police Service, for sure.
Do you have a sense that he was specifically aiming at an off-duty, but an ununiformed officer, or was it just sort of a random turning around and shooting?
No, I couldn't comment on that at this point.
We're hearing the officer was out for dinner that night. Did he spot the suspect at the restaurant where he was having dinner?
Sorry, I don't think I said that he was out having dinner.
Oh, no, we actually heard that.
Oh, okay. Yes. I can't confirm if that was the case. I know that he saw the individual when he was out on the street.
And can you tell us where the actual takedown happened?
Pardon me?
Where did the takedown happen? Where did the actual takedown happen?
Oh, right at the corner, southwest corner of King Street King Street West and Bathurst Street.
There was somewhat of a scene on Stewart. Can you talk about that? Is that related to that?
Yeah, that was related to a portion of the foot chase, I believe.
Can you take us back to December of 2023, this incident where the suspect was initially wanted for that attempted murder? Can you tell us more about that?
At this point, I haven't had a chance to go through that. That was an investigation that I'm not privy to the details of. But I can say it was a firearm-related attempt murder, and that's what he was charged with.
Was he charged in the same division in which the officer worked, or did the officer just happen to recognize bulletin.
No, this very astute officer works in 51 Division and was in 14 Division off-duty and recognized this individual. The occurrence from December, Church Street and Front Street East is 51 Division area, so I imagine that assisted in this incredibly astute officer's having the image in his mind this many months later.
What does this tell you about the threat that officers face on the job?
Sorry, say that again?
What does this tell you about the threat that officers face on the job?
Well, I mean, it means that the job of being a police officer in the city of Toronto is one where there can be the highest safety concerns, and we have to conduct ourselves as safely as possible. There are weapons on the streets, and we need to always be aware of that. And these officers did an amazing job taking a very dangerous individual off of our streets.
Was the shooting accidental?
Like I said before, I haven't got the details yet. This is still early, and so I won't comment on that.
How many other officers, uniformed officers, appeared to help?
How many did you say? There was a number. I haven't got the exact number at this point.
And are you able to confirm how many shots, multiple shots, or did the police fire back at all?
No, there was no firing back by police officers. This individual was arrested largely without incident. I think he had some very minor injuries to a finger or something like that, but that was it. So there was no shots fired back, and at this point, it appears there was one shot fired. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
As Toronto Police speaking with reporters about yesterday's incident, which resulted in a police officer being shot in the thigh. He said that the investigation is still very early, but he said that the off-duty officer recognized someone who was on a Canada-wide warrant. They said that the suspect recognized officers, ran. There was a foot pursuit. They ran after him, and they understand that it ended up, whether intentional or not, the officer who was off-duty shot in the thigh, taken to hospital in serious condition, but is now recovering at home. Not life-threatening at all, which is why they're at home. The suspect that has been arrested is 30-year-old Javel Jackson, and he was wanted on numerous charges, including a firearm-related attempted murder right downtown Church and Front last December. And he's going to be having more charges tacked on to that.